and I'll give you some general information on oil and LPG. This is a slide showing oil demand growth by region. As you can see, it's obvious from the slide that North America is declining. Demand growth is declining. In 2011, it has reached 23 million barrels per day. China, on the other hand, has been steadily increasing to reach 9 million barrels per day. Middle East, steadily increasing to reach 8 million barrels per day. OECD Europe, steadily declining to reach 14.5 million barrels per day. Other Asia countries, steady increase to reach 10.7 million barrels per day. Former Soviet Union, steady increasing to 4.6 million barrels per day. Pacific and Asian nations declining and then slight increase to 7.8 million barrels per day. Latin America, slight increase to 6.5 million barrels per day. And finally Africa, increasing to 3.4 million barrels per day. Now, let's see the other side of the puzzle, the oil supply. North America, steady increase to 14.5 million barrels per day. Europe, steady decline to 4.5 million barrels per day. Former Soviet Union, steady increase to 13.5 million barrels per day. China, steady increase to 4.1 million barrels per day. Total non-OPEC countries, steady increase to 52.5 million barrels per day. And Latin America, excluding OPEC, steady increase to 4.2 million barrels per day. OPEC, 34.7 million barrels per day, after peaking in 2008 at 36.2 million barrels per day. Slide 3. It's obvious from this slide that refining capacity is decreasing in North America. It's increasing in the Middle East and Asia, and shipping, as you can see, is also increasing towards Middle East and Far East. So generally we see a decrease in the West and an increasing trend in the East. Slide 4. It shows the oil products imports and exports. And as you can see, the United States is close to balanced on oil products, imports, exports. Europe is obviously an importer. Middle East is obviously quite a big exporter, as is the former Soviet Union. The majority of Asian nations are product importers, like Japan, China, Singapore, and other Asia-Pacific countries. Slide 5, for those of you that don't know, what are the uses of LPG? As you can see, it can be used to manufacture plastics, it can be used to manufacture tires, it's used as energy feedstock in petrochemical plants. It can also be used in cars because, at least in Europe, it's much cheaper than gasoline and more environmentally friendly. So there's a lot of different uses for LPG gases, and LPG gases is not just one gas, it's a group of gases like propane, butane, VCM, propylene, and so on. Slide 6. As you can see, seaborne LPG trade has been steadily increasing since 2000. There was a record of 4 million tons in 2011. We see a steady increase of LPG exports peaking at about 1 million tons, as you can see from the slide. And there's a lot of new LPG production and exports from, obviously, Qatar, since Qatar is a big natural gas producer and exporter. Slide 7. Obviously, Middle East is a key player. Looking at the 5-year average of the Middle East LPG exports, The curve isn't very volatile, as you can see, but last year we added 3 million tons of LPG trade. Saudi exports were very, very strong. LPG volumes reached 70 million tons, which I think is a record. And the three major players the last 5 years for LPG exports have been Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi reached 11.1 million tons of LPG exports in 2011. In the US, between 2004 and 2006, US was basically an importer of LPG, but after 2009, the trend has radically changed and the US has become an exporter. Exports from Brazil has doubled from 0.7 to 1.6 million tons, and India also has been importing a lot, reaching about 4 million tons of LPG. And this is our subsidiary company's StealthGas business strategy. First of all, we have been consolidating and renewing our fleet. At the moment, we have close to 40 LPG ships, which are all very young, in order to be in the forefront of requirements from all the oil majors and national oil companies. We have moderate leverage. Our debt to cap is 40%, so we have a lot of opportunity to grow further if we want to take on more debt. We have visible revenue stream. All our ships are fixed for this year, and we have only 30% of the fleet unfixed for the following year. We have close customer relations. All our customers are either, as I said, oil majors or national oil companies, therefore we don't have any counterparty risk. The average age of our fleet is 10 years, and the industry average is 22, so we are much younger than our competitors. We have cost-efficient operations. We have the lowest running costs than any non-Chinese company. Our all-inclusive break-even per ship is about 5,500 per ship per day. And most importantly, our NAV per share is region $14, and we are trading at 6.5, which is more than 60% discount to our NAV. Therefore, we think that we represent a great investment opportunity at these levels, obviously for investors that want to go into LPG shipping and want to buy stock in a growing and very conservative shipping company like ourselves. We are listed in the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol GASS. Thank you very much.
Before going to the next speaker, Mr. Mike Sana, there are a few things I'd like to say about Harry, because he hasn't said them himself. First, that Harry is Harry's company, Stealth Maritime Co., is today the fourth largest shipping group in Greece. Is this correct? Yeah. And also that he was awarded by Nasdaq in 2008. He's been recognized as the youngest CEO of a listed shipping company worldwide. And he's also been elected in 2010 chairman of Intertanko Mediterranean Panel, and he was awarded by our organizer, Seastrade, the Young Person in Shipping Award. Thank you, Harry, for this very interesting presentation on this very interesting keynote speech about the industry, about the shipping part of the industry, especially the LPG, because I think this is the place where you are. Our next speaker is Mr. Mike Sarna. He's Vice President, Irvin and Goods Inc. in Dubai. I'll say a few words.